Wabunge waheshimiwa wametuaibisha, tena wametuaibisha sana. Whichever way you look at the large Kenyan delegation sent to the National Conference of State Legislatures in Nashville, Tennessee, United States of America, and indeed there are many ways of looking at it, but whichever angle, whichever way you look at it, it is all wrong. It is extremely wrong for a third world country struggling with debt to have amongst the largest delegations to this particular conference. And for those who are yet to be convinced, this is yet another clear indication, clear evidence as to why it is extremely important for us to punguza mizigo, reduce the number of people in parliament. It is a no-brainer that if we had slightly over 100 MPs in parliament, chances are the highest number that would have sent to that particular conference would not have exceeded 30. Because we need to be realistic here. Chances of you changing the habits of those people who hold public offices in Kenya, so that they are mindful of public resources, it is impossible to change their mindsets in the short term. It's not easy. But we can dramatically reduce this problem by reducing the number of MPs. Punguza mizigo. Now, before we come back to this conference manenos, let me give you an update. All political parties, all major political parties are strongly opposed to punguza mizigo. Jubilee has issued an official statement. They are strongly opposed to punguza mizigo. The opposition, ODM, every major political party you can think of are opposed to it. And I hope nobody on this channel is surprised. Nobody should be surprised. Of course, they'll oppose it. And all of them have said they are fully backing the Building Bridges initiative, which seeks to expand the executive. Now, in my view, Kenyans need to wake up. This is not pre-independence, when many Kenyans are not going to school. People could not think for themselves. They had to wait for their member of parliament or their favorite politician to interpret things for them. And then they make a decision according to what their favorite horse, their favorite candidate believes, according to their opinions. Those times are long gone. Kenyans need to wake up and reason for themselves. Let me give you a very clear example of how we are being led like sheep to slaughter. Now, in a nutshell, the Building Bridges initiative seeks to expand the executive in order to solve the election problem. The presidential election problem. Now, hold on a minute. In 2017, had the presidential elections been free, fair, and verifiable, would we have had a problem? The answer is no. And so, in a nutshell, what the Building Bridges initiative wants to do is to make sure that in future, when people rig elections, the person who has been rigged out is included in government. Isn't that what really it is? Briefly spoken, if you're clear and direct, that's precisely what we're doing. Now, this is utterly bizarre, because why not solve the problem instead of skirting around it and doing something completely different? And the problem is free and fair presidential elections. So how do you solve this? You solve it by making presidential elections electronic. We use the technology we have available. Punguza mizigo suggests that if you have an identity card, you're already a registered voter automatically. You may choose to vote or not, that's your right. But automatically, you're already a registered voter. And you vote with the ID card. What should be so difficult with that? And we get the official results minutes after the last person has voted. Simple. But here we are with a bloated parliament, getting involved in all kinds of things that you cannot even speak about, like sending over 80 people to Nashville, Tennessee, for a conference in the United States at the expense of the taxpayer. Amid all this madness, you want to expand the executive. Therefore, you'll have one member of the executive taking a trip to the other side of the world, while the other member of the executive takes his trip to the other side of the world. And guess who's footing the bill? It's you and me. It's a taxpayer. Does that make any sense to you? Well, it doesn't to me. Now there's something else, and I'll tell you a story. Before the new constitution was passed, I believe it was in the year 2011, if you check the Kumekucha blog, you will see very many comments from very many Kenyans who are telling me in short, Chris, you're wasting your time. Kenya will never have a new constitution. Never ever. A few months later, doors suddenly opened. And voila, we had a new constitution in 2012. Now what I'm saying here is that Kenyans need to get out of a very bad habit they have. Wrong thinking in my opinion. According to Kenyans, you will not vote for candidate A, although you know is the right candidate. Instead, you'll vote for candidate B because you don't want to lose your vote. Where did that one come from? What Kenyans need to do is to vote with their conscience, whether or not their vote will be on the winning side. We need to grow up and realize that. So in the same way, even if everybody has opposed the Punguza Mizigo, all Kenyans of goodwill need to keep on pushing it. What kind of sane person starts campaigning and pushing for a cause and then gives up at the slightest discouragement? In my view, all Kenyans of goodwill, who my voice is reaching, should campaign very vigorously, and very aggressively for the Punguza Mizigo bill to go ahead. And they should campaign where it matters, with the MCAs. Some of us don't even know who a ward representative is, who MCA is. Find out. And then when you do, tell them something very simple. When the next elections come, and they're just around the corner, the way people are campaigning, they should not expect your vote or your entire family's vote, if they oppose the Punguza Mizigo initiative. You see, the political class, have very quickly closed ranks right across the political divide to defend their interests, so that they keep on going for trips to the US at our expense, large delegations, etc., benchmarking tours all over the place in Europe, etc., while they leave behind in Kenya a suffering population. So what we need to do, we the people of Kenya, need also to close ranks and tell our members of parliament, tell our politicians, tell our favorite presidential candidates, no, punda imechoka. Enough is enough. We must reduce the number of members of parliament. We must. The future of our children depends on it. We must increase the percentage of female representatives in the House. The future of Kenya depends on it. The future of our children depends on it, believe it or not. Many members of this channel say I favor women. But I just follow statistics and I follow reality of what has been happening in Kenya. You see, it is much easier for a man to forget what he has seen in the village, the suffering, and go to Nairobi and go to parliament and misbehave. It is much more difficult for a woman to do that. So let us Punguza Mizigo, have 2 representatives to parliament from every county, 1 a man, 1 a woman. That's 50% immediately of women in parliament. Or in other words, let us try something new. Because we still keep on doing the same old things. Large bloated parliament, and we're expecting different results. We're expecting that the nation or another media house will be there next time to blow the whistle. Forgetting that even if somebody blows the whistle on the American trip, how many other trips have MPs taken this year? How many? How many other bloated delegations have we had this year? I can bet you very many. And so, my friends, let us get out of this habit, of refusing to support political initiatives because you're going to lose. That is not the way politics is played. Let's not be naive. Let us support the Punguza Mizigo initiative, until the last minute. In fact, even after the last minute, let's keep pushing for it. The future of our country depends on it. Yes, it's possible we could lose round 1. Very possible. However, let us be prepared, and immediately we lose round 1, let us regroup, and go to round 2. Somebody else collect the signatures, this time 2 or 3 million, and let's push, for a change to our constitution so that we reduce dramatically the number of people in parliament. Granted, that will not solve all our problems, but it is a very good beginning. The best beginning, we can ever look for, the best chance that I have seen in recent times. Now back to the conference. Now, livid members of parliament have threatened to sue the nation newspapers for carrying the expose, for carrying that article. According to them, the article is not factual. And they're insisting that Parliament did not send 85 members to the United States. Now, according to me, this is a clever way of skirting around the issues. Because we know in the delegation, the number given of 85, there were MCAs, there were also clerks, and there were also support staff from Parliament. And so, it is very possible that it is not true that 85 members of Parliament were sent to the United States. I suspect the truth is 85 people were sent to the United States. But according to me, that doesn't matter. Even if only 40 went, that's already too much. Now, it is interesting that Raila Odinga himself has come out and castigated the members of Parliament. He has said that it is true that the Kenyan delegation to the conference in Tennessee was too large. And if there's anybody who knows the truth, it has to be Raila Odinga. Now, even as this back and forth continues, Kenya is a laughing stock, because other countries in the world know what is happening. They read the news. They read what is happening in Kenya. And I'm sure they're just wondering, what are these guys up to? Why send such a large delegation that the organizers of the conference demanded that the speaker, or substantive representation, somebody who's high up the hierarchy, be included in the party? Otherwise the large delegation would not be accepted. Now, why would public servants, with a conscience, go ahead and send so many people, let's even cut the number into half, 40 people to the United States? For what? What are they going to do that 5 people will not have done? What are we doing sending so many people out of the country when the country is supposed to be on its knees, as far as the economy is concerned? What's really going on in the minds of these legislators? Now, I believe we all know the favorite phrase of these legislators when you confront them in private about public spending. The usual response is, hii pesa si ya mama yako. Wow. Now, even if the money does not belong to my mother, this is taxpayers' funds. In a country where so many people are struggling, so many people are faced with hunger. Oh gosh. Let me not get emotional. Folks, tupunguze mizigo. Punda imechoka kabisa kabisa. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.